All right, good evening. Welcome back to the show. It's 17 minutes to the top of the hour, 10 o'clock or so. Thank you very much for your time. It's always a pleasure to see you. Now, let's begin with a short analysis about the Kumewu story. So the story is about the people on the touch screen. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana. John Dramani Mahama, the NDC presidential candidate for 2024's election. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, the front runner in the MPP's presidential candidature choice, and also Alan Kyerematen, who is also running for the MPP leadership. It's assumed that he and Bawumia are in the front race, but there's also Kennedy Agyapong, there's Kwabena Agyapong, there's also Efiri Akoto, and there's Kofi Konadu Apreku. This is my good friend and uncle, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. The story is about them. It's about Johnson Asiedu Nketia, it's about Alan Kyerematen, it's about Mahamudu Bawumia, it's about John Mahama, and it's about Nana Akufo-Addo. So when we went in, our crew was divided into a few platoons, as we call it when we get on the ground. So there was one platoon that was supposed to look at the research and show us what the NDC people had been told to do and what the MPP had been told to do. So President Akufo-Addo went into the constituency to campaign and to give instructions to the people. So this is the situation. I don't know whether you have the results yet. Could you have the results? You don't, eh? Okay. So in the first 2020 election, the election that was the last before this one, the MPP candidate got 22,000. The independent candidate got 11,000. And the NDC candidate got 2,000. Okay, so going into this election, it was unlikely that the independent candidates will be able to assail the lead and get 14,000, because that was something like a mishap that occurred at the time. As we've told you already, the story is that the people did not quite like the candidates of the MPP, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what was the strategy for both parties going into this election? The strategy going into this election was not so much about win or lose. No, the strategy going into this election was to have a political victory within the context of a by-election. Within the context of a by-election, the political victory is not the outcome. No. In the context of a by-election, which actually appears in mid-term, 2 years into the government of a 4-year term, that kind of by-election that appears 2 years is supposed to be a litmus test for the popularity of the government. If the seat being contested is for the government, it's supposed to be a litmus test for the strength of the opposition and their future their future fortune in terms of election. And if the seat is for the opposition and the opposition are able to hold the seat with a better margin, or if they just simply hold the seat, then the opposition is strong. So going into by-elections, the outcome is not President Akufo-Addo didn't go to Kumewu to campaign because he was concerned that the MPP would lose. No, he wanted to win the political contextual conversation. That's what in football we call bragging rights. Yes, in politics it's called the political. So political victory is as opposed to what we call Pyrrhic victory. You can check that out. There's something called Pyrrhic victory in politics and business. Pyrrhic victory means you've won but you didn't get anything. There are Ghana terms for it. I've forgotten what the Ghana terms are. When we go and play football with some people and they win, but when you are Hatzelfolk and you are leading the league table and somebody who is at bottom of the league table beats you by 3-0 and is still bottom of the league table, that's what they relate to as Pyrrhic victory. Pyrrhic victory is a victory that you got but nothing happened. So the people were going there not to work for Pyrrhic victories. They were going there to work for political victory. So I have here what I was telling you. So this is 20 figures. Philip Baswa earns 14,960, 51%. Kweku Dua, or if you like Dua Kweku, earns 11,698, 39%. And Bernard Opoku Mafo earns 2,439, which is 8%. President John Dramani Mahama, mind you, earns 6,000 in the constituency. So President Mahama's 6,000, you will think, is a combination of the 2,000 this guy got and some 3,000 NDC members who voted for Kweku Dua. Now let me give you the catch here. So the conversation in 2020, the NDC conversation, and rightly so, was that MPP seems divided. They have an independent candidate, this Ashanti region, and they have also an independent candidate in Formina. Let's get our people to support the independent candidate so that MPP can lose another seat in Ashanti. Independent comes to parliament, we can talk to him about what we want him to do. Okay, so the NDC, rightly so, pushed their people to vote for Kweku Dua, the independent candidate. And he nearly got it, actually. the difference between 11,690 and 14,960 is about 3,000. So that was quite close. And as we have heard, they said MPP cheated, there was some light off or something like that, and that happened. Okay. So this is the setup. This is a starting point. This is a start-off point. Put the photographs back. So going into the election, what did MPP want to achieve? So MPP wanted to achieve. Please get me the data again. I'll come back to President Akufo-Addo. Let me look at the data and tell people what MPP wanted to achieve. So what MPP wanted to achieve was what they should achieve to earn a political victory was to do better than 14,960. MPP had to do better than that. To win a political victory in the Kumewu context, they should do better. Now, if you look at the results of Kumewu today, you will see that even if the MPP had won by 10,000, if the MPP had gained 10,000, they would still have won. That would have been the Pyrrhic victory I'm talking to you about. The political victory would have gone to the NDC. If the MPP came out in Tuesday's election and they got less than 14,000, say they got 10,000, if you look at the results today, 10,000 would still have given the MPP victory anyway. But that victory is a Pyrrhic victory. Yes, it's not a political victory. What will occasion a political victory to the MPP in Kumewu was to have gained better than this. What will again, MPP had two things to fight. First of all, they needed to show a better result from 2020. And secondly, they needed to dissipate the independent candidate because of the turnout. Now let me get there quickly. So when they unfortunately Baswa passed and there had to be an election, Kweku Dua seemed interested. But rumor is that the NDC told him that don't go for the MPP primaries. If you go for the primaries, they will make sure you lose because of what you did to them in 2020. Good advice. And then you will not be on the ballot. So don't go for primaries. It is understood that MPP also went to Kweku Dua and said, will you come for our primaries and then see whether we can run the primaries and you can be the candidate because you've always been looking to be MP of Kumewu, so we can do it. He resisted that advice and decided, no, MPP, I won't do it. I'll just run as independent candidate. And he's quite strong in Kumewu, especially the Kumewu area. So if you look at the polling station results that we showed you, Dua Kweku was doing very well in the Kumewu areas, which is the main part. And then Philip Baswa had to rely on the outskirts to be able to secure his victory. So this is going into the contest. This is the political fight. MPP must show that they have reduced the independent candidates' votes and they have gained more than 14,000 to show that they're a party on the rise. It's cosmetic, or you can say it is, but to show they're a party on the rise. And Bernardo Pokumafo did not contest this time. Okay, so once the contest was settled, Dua Kweku is running again as independent candidate. NDC chose a candidate. Then Philip Baswa has passed. So Enim is running for the MPP. Now let me get back to the photographs and deal with it. So Nana Akufo-Addo, I'll start with. Nana Akufo-Addo went into the constituency and told the constituency people, this is what we have gathered. This is what we gathered. They told the constituency people that, look, let's have a clear fight. We have two things to do. So the MPP clearly identified what they needed to do. They needed to increase their votes and reduce the votes of the independent candidate because he was running again as independent. So it's very easy to calculate in terms of his popularity, 2020 versus 2023 May by-election. Okay. So Akufo-Addo is reported to have told the MPP that we need to win. They already knew that. We need to do better and then we need to reduce the numbers of the independent candidate. How do we go about that? So they determined a strategy. Wontumi was given a role to play. He's the chairman of the region. The local constituency chairman was given a role to play. Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia was given a target to work on, mostly not settlers, Northerners, Islamic people, Fulani people, nice people in Kumewu. Dr. Bawumia was told to work on them. Alan Chemati was also given a role to play. And the president sort of distributed the role that we need to win the by-election. All hands on deck. Let's get the role working. I go back to Accra and I'm waiting. President needed to go to Ivory Coast and to Nigeria and travel somewhere, I've been told. So this is the instruction the president left. Quite clear. So the MPP people in the constituency were working towards clarity. That's what we found. And that's why I said that it's good for both parties to hear this if they want to do something about it. MPP seem to be working towards a clarity. This is what we are doing. This is a clear leadership instructions. Clear leadership instructions we're given. This is what we're doing. Okay. So President Mahama then. So President Mahama, it is said that he looked at the voting population. Please put back the data. He looked at the data and President Mahama felt, and perhaps it's right, perhaps it's wrong, I don't know. This is what we heard. We've been told that is what he thought. Now, President Mahama felt that if Dua Kweku is running again as an independent candidate, given the economic situation, given how the people in Kumewu have not benefited from roads and all that, and given how the MPP has come in right now to do the roads for them, it is annoying the people. So let us push Dua Kweku. This time he can win. So let us do what we did in 2020. Let us give him our votes. Okay, that was John Mahama. Get me back the photographs and let me look at Asiedu Nketia and tell you what Asiedu Nketia, what we had was Asiedu Nketia's instinct of how to go about this. So Dr. Bawumia had his role, Alancha Martin had his role in the MPP Leaves and the book. Johnson Asiedu Nketia felt differently, different from what President Mahama felt. Johnson Asiedu Nketia felt, please get ready the results of the by-election, if you can get that very quickly. Johnson Asiedu Nketia felt that this is a by-election. Okay, so first get me the data again quickly, the data of the 2020 data. So I explain. So Asiedu Nketia felt that this is a main election. What they have today is a by-election. And in a by-election, the party must show strength. Whether they win or they lose, the party must show strength. So Asiedu Nketia was of the view that for this by-election, forget about Kweku Dua. Let's go and vote for our candidates. And let's see what happens. MPP may win, but let's go and say that this is what our candidate got. We have gotten more. We have reduced the NDC, MPP numbers. They were winning by X percentage. They still won, but they won by a small margin. And so we are the party ready to take over governance. That was Asiedu Nketia's view of the matter. Is it wrong? Is it right? I don't know. You decide, viewers. I'm not a political stalwart like that. I'm still a student of politics, so I don't know. But this is the two views. John Mahama's view in the NDC matter was that, look, back Kweku Dua, he's running again. He didn't go to the MPP, he's running again. He's not our candidate, but let's back him again. The same way we backed him in 2020, perhaps he can win. He just might take it from them. Look at what they are doing. Look at the economic situation. Look at the hardships. Look at IMF. Look at petrol prices. Tell them. And then if we push Kweku Dua, he can win. And if Kweku Dua wins the seat, it's a seat that has been lost by the MPP. And we can go to town on that and say, look, in their own backyard, there are people are refusing to vote for the candidate because they don't like the MPP party. They are voting for the independent. That's the story that John Mahama wanted. So the Nketia said, no, Kweku Dua is not our candidate. We are in an election to compete for 2024. Let's make sure that the NDC vote is buoyant, is full, the ballot is overflowing. We may not win, but that's the story we can tell. Okay, so if you have the current results, if you have it, if they have it, they should put it on. If you have the current results, put it on, and then let me finalize. Let me finish the conversation. They don't have it. Okay. So the current results, you see that the MPP got 15,000 over here. The MPP got actually there was a different voter turnout. So the voter turnout was reduced. And we are told that as far as a by-election is concerned, the voter turnout in Kumerow on Tuesday was actually high. Mark Menu told us that he gave us the data of how people perform at by-elections and how they performed here. So this is actually much, much better in terms of by-elections. So we cannot say that there was low voter turnout. That's not correct. There was a considerable voter turnout. Okay. So 20,000 people voted instead of 34,000. Of the 20,000 that voted, the MPP picked up 5,000. The MPP picked up 15,000 and over and lost 5,000. The 5,000 was shared between Kweku Dua and the NDC candidate. The NDC candidate got 3,000 and the independent candidate did worse. So the independent candidate moved from 11,000 to 2,000. And the NDC candidate, not the same person, moved from 2,439 to 3,000. So if you hear Baba Jamal's concession, he was saying that the NDC has improved. And that's what they want to say. But the difference is that the independent candidate had done so badly. Now, after the break, I'll show you the polling stations in Kumerow that the independent candidate did so well, the same independent candidate, but this time he did abysmally in the same polling stations that he had won the other day. Candidates make a difference. Preparation makes a difference. I guess the NDC could not have the bragging rights for this election. They lost the political contextual victory because it looked like there was no real clear single direction of where are we going as a party. President Mahama was thinking something, the party chairman was thinking something else. Some listened to President Mahama, some listened to the party chairman. Is that the results of the recent one? Yes. Thank you for giving it to me at the last hour. But this is correct. So here you are. Ernest Yao Enim now comes to 70%. He gets 15,246. He's on 70%. Kwesi Amankwa, the NDC candidate, was 17%, better than the other, what they did in 2000. And here's famous Dua Kweku. He gets 2,000 and he gets 11%. So the MPP push up 70%. They have won the political victory. The NPP have won the political victory because they were able to increase their margins after 2 years of a very difficult situation, coming out of COVID into this petrol prices, everything, IMF, everything on hold, employment on hold in some places. Difficult situation. Development projects like roads have been stopped in Kumasi because there's no money. So all that difficult situation it was expected that the NDC can pick up something. They may not win they won't, but they can pick up something to occasion a political victory. That didn't come. I dare say that the NDC could really have achieved that, but they had a leadership challenge from what we saw. Maybe they don't have, maybe they do, but from what we saw, it looked like there was not a clear signal. How do we know? So we send people around. It's not me, so if you see me, you won't talk to me as NDC person or as MPP person, but I don't do the survey. So we send people. We do serious work. So we don't go to Kumewu just to cover that. No. We use Kumewu to do all sorts of things because election is coming 2 years. We're a political program. There's a by-election. What do we do? So we use Kumewu to do many things. So we ask NDC constituents, what have you been told? They say, we are voting for the independent candidate. People who ask them are their friends. It's not me. So they will say it. So they say, we are voting for John Mahama says we should vote for the independent. So we are voting for the independent candidate. Then we keep asking, they say, the party chairman says that we should vote for our party person because it's a by-election. We have to show the strength of our party. We are not going to support any independent candidate. That single thing gave us an impression that there was something missing. You talk to NPP people, you ask them that, who is coming to campaign? Who are you expecting? So ask for this place. They say Akufo-Addo said only Bawumia should campaign here. So we are waiting for Dr. Bawumia. All here is Dr. Bawumia. And then we ask them, well, Alan Kyerematen and that's not coming. They say, no. They say Alan Kyerematen will go to the Kumewu side. That's what happened. So it looked like there was a better coordination somewhere. There was not that good coordination somewhere. That's what we found out. I mean, people can do what they want with it, but that's the end of our story in terms of the analysis. And I end with this. Have they found a victory song for me, the NDC victory song? Please ask them. I like that song. Yeah, I like that song. It's a very interesting NDC victory song.
Yo, Atami to mama and this double. What I say? Yebeko, Atami to mama and this double. Atami say NDC double to mama NDC. Atami say NDC double to mama NDC. Obisa Atami NDC double to mama NDC. First the Lord NDC double to mama NDC. Mutia, obianya di ata miskayehu to mama nie emesa atanie.
I'm sure Koko Anyidoho will be weeping when he sees this. This is the once great NDC rally in 2012. Maybe, hopefully, they will be able to put up another rally like that in the 2024 election. But that's what we found. Thanks for watching this one. Program continues right now, and we're going to show you our montage from Kumewu. And I wanted to buy refreshments for all our team because even though we had a nice time in terms of food and stuff in Kumewu, it's still symbolic to sort of share a drink with everybody who helped us to get this operation running. And as I told you, over the next few weeks, you'll see a lot more of what we found. But we just didn't go to cover by-election. We went to cover politics. So you see it. Let's show you now the 6.5-minute montage of sights and sounds from Kumewu. Here it is. Watching it, viewers, that's Kufu Dampare, the Inspector General of Police, who was there in Kumewu himself to sort of be sure that everything was under control. They're being introduced to his men by their commander. That's still the Inspector General of Police. Now, this is at the center, the place where I said I was waiting for Johnson Asiedu Nketia, and he didn't come because I was believing that as party chairman, he would come for the final declaration of the results if he was there. And he very much was there, but he didn't come to that place. So we continued with the, these are the yellow and blue sheets. There's no pink this time. Is that the pink he's feeling? Yes, that's the pink he's feeling. So the yellow and blue sheets are the manual, and then the pink sheets. So this is somebody, thumbprint. This guy doesn't look excited about the person he's voting for. I was wondering, I saw the video, I said, this guy, you are voting and you're not happy. This woman seems very clear in her mind. She's very serious. Very much elderly lady, wakes up, comes in the afternoon. Hey, this is the man. This is the man. You see, this is the man. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, he attended the polling areas to sort of get an understanding of what is happening. Now, he felt that NDC should vote for their candidates. And some people think he was right. Some people think that he was wrong. But I don't know. Johnson Asiedu Nketia being introduced to the NDC delegates with a lot of smiles over there. Now, this is when they were bringing in more chairs to the center. This is where they started arranging the barricades. This is the center, the Catholic, the Presbyterian church in Kumewu. That is the Electoral Commission Center. That's the place they've chosen and adopted as their center. Now, here also, you find the police arriving. This is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the police were arriving in their squadron numbers to sort of cordon off the place and get the place ready for the declaration of the final results. We take you back to another video, which is ballot boxes are full. Ballot has ended. Yeah, so this is where voting is over. Counting is about to start. So that's how it happens. You see, they are breaking the seal, and the seal is sealed by all political parties. So he's showing that the transparent ballot box is empty. It didn't used to be transparent, though. It was opaque, but now it's transparent. So the transparent ballot boxes are empty, and then they are counting, and now they are writing the results. They are inputting the data. This is where it gets very interesting, because every political party has a copy of this data that she's inputting. That copy that is given to the political parties is paid for by the taxpayer. So all of what the Electoral Commission are doing here, when they are done, they will give the sheets, the total collation sheet for the polling station, to the New Patriotic Party. They'll give it to the National Democratic Congress. They'll give it to DK's party. They'll give it to, and this is Baba Jamal conceding defeat. And now this is the Electoral Commission. Yeah, about to announce the results. Let them talk. Which one? Yeah, it's about to announce the results. Yeah. So here he is with the results. I'm asking, should I talk or they will take sound? All right, so that was our sight and sounds from Kumewu. Thank you very much for joining us on the coverage tonight. We have other things to do. But because of the coverage, I'd like to do some distribution of the drinks, isn't it? So I'd like to start, and I'll take 3 drinks. Now, we've covered it because we don't want people to see the person whose drink we are drinking, because he doesn't sponsor our program. And then he wants us to share the we'll give him the. So if you want to sponsor our program, the malts that we are drinking, you can come and see Dr. Randy Abbey, then sponsor Good Morning Ghana and Good Evening Ghana here at Metro. Please, girls, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. I know that you were confused. You were texting me on the platform that, are we doing a program today or not? We didn't want to endanger your life, so we're traveling to a very dangerous place. So we thought that you should come to the studio and help, and you did come and you helped. She did especially. So one more for each of you. All right. Who else? Oh, the graphic designer. Viewers, you don't see him. He's always sitting here. Oh, he's always with me. He's a graphic designer. Oh, sorry for the left. The graphic designer is always sitting here with me. You don't see. We don't show you. So he's there so that he'll tell me stuff. Nanabi, you can come here. Mikhail, thank you very much. It's not a lot, but it's oh, I have a lot more to distribute. Cameraman, take. Cameraman, get this. They don't see you, but your camera is. Yes, there you go. Okay. Who else? Nanabi. Yeah. Tornado, please take it to the people at the MCR. 1, how many are there? 2, 3, can you carry on the 7? 4, 5, it says 6. Okay, woman, 5, 6, okay. Then, Ibrahim, come for yours. Tornado, one more for you. But can you carry one more? Viewers, do you want some? That's how I see they'll come in soon. Viewers, do you want some? No, this cameraman, I've not given him. You are doing so well. Leave the camera, it will shake. Great. Okay, give that to Tarek. Let me give you another one. Give that to Tarek. Let me give this cameraman another one. Alrighty. Are we good? Everybody has in the studio. Oh, security don't have. No, you don't have. Okay, security also doesn't have. So please take downstairs. Take it to the security people downstairs. I think they are usually, yeah. Okay. All right. Who is coming? Sound. You give him one. No problem. Oh, okay. You should come. You should come and get it. Viewers, sorry for all of this behind the scenes that we are showing you. Okay, let's get back to the touch screen now. Thank you very much, everyone who assisted us with this coverage. Perhaps I will do an LPM at this stage, and then let me take the LPM right now. And then we will continue with the rest of the program at 3 minutes past 10 o'clock. Now, the LPM is very important. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stand in our way from enjoying our mansions and our homes. So this is a device that helps you. It's a chair. It's like it can lift you up if you have a space to climb up, and it helps you run through the system if you can't walk properly at an old age. It often becomes challenging, if impossible, to use the stairway day in and day out, isn't it? Worry no more, our people say, because with portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVEs, you are sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It is a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at home and offices. So you can move up the stairs. The original comes in 3 customs, but we cannot tell you all this without showing it to you. So as often as I read this live presenter message, I like to show it. So here it is. Here's the video of how it works. It's just 2 minutes long. It will come back to us. Here's the video. Video is not ready. So we will, please turn on the TV here. It's off. It's off. Mikhail, always check and tell him it's off. Okay. All right. Sorry, viewers. I thought the video was ready, but the video was not ready. So we will now go to the touch screen at 10 minutes past 4 o'clock. We'll go to the 4 minutes past 10 o'clock. We'll go to the touch screen. I've received a text message from an NDC organizer. Let me see what it says. It says, you, Paul, you are not correct. You are not correct at all. Where did you get that John Mahama said you get here for? Where at all were you in Kumewu that I didn't see you? Where were you? Are you sure you were there? Alasan, good evening. I was very there. Haven't you seen the videos of me in the counting room? You were not there. Alasan, you were not there. I was there. There's videos of me there. Yeah. So he's a good friend of mine. He's with the National Democratic Congress. He's always been, isn't it? Very, very good man. Alasan is a very good man. Okay, so we got some figures for you just to show you some analysis still on Kumewu before we get to sports and other things. So let's do it very quickly. So we decided to look at those polling stations that we shared with you in that video that we did. So this is the Chiefs Palace polling station 1. This is 2020 results. Chiefs Palace polling station 1. You see MPP got 132. Let me do it quickly. You come to the same place. MPP gets 145. Where they got 132, they now got 145. Where the independent candidate Kweku Dua got 145, 154, Kweku Dua now gets 49. And where the NDC were getting 3, the NDC is now getting 23. So that's what Baba Jamal was saying, that the NDC has improved. That's what they were saying. Okay. So Kweku Dua then gets 49 here. It's lower. Now Chiefs Palace 2, MPP gets 104, Independent gets 141. Let's see what happened on Tuesday. Tuesday, MPP gets 138. They are coming from 104. They pick up 138. Independent is coming from 141, and this time he picks up 41. That's interesting, isn't it? Now this is the Chiefs Palace polling station, where the results of 2020 made it obvious that some people around the chief of Kumewu were not happy with the MPP candidate. It's quite obvious here. When the MPP changed their candidates, you saw the way the votes changed. Okay, so it's all about candidates. In the parliamentary elections, all politics is local. It's very much about candidates. So the party that will be successful in the parliamentary elections of 275 constituencies is the party that is putting a lot of effort, doing a lot of thinking in deciding who should be the candidate from here. That's very important. It is true that it's balloting. It's true that it's democracy, but you can guide it because it's small for the ultimate victory. Because they say that in the battle, you can lose some of the battles to win the war. You have to win the war. To win the war, you lose some battles. Nobody goes to the battles with winning every war. Did Manchester City win every game this season? They didn't, but they won the title. They won the war. They lost some battles. Some battles you can lose them, but you have to put it together well and think through it and know that this 2024 is a parliamentary contest. Is to check with Ghanaians, who do you prefer to have the leadership in parliament? Because Ghanaians, I think, are going to vote against a hung parliament both ways. NDC is going to campaign and say that, look, this hung parliament doesn't work. Vote us into power. Give us more seats. MPP is going to say the same thing. So I don't think 2024 is going to be a hung parliament. It's not going to be a hung parliament. But will it be an NDC parliament or will it be an MPP parliament? It depends on who is thinking, I think. And it depends on who God favors, isn't it? All right. So, our name here, this is Anglican Primary School, yeah? Where the MPP got 161 and the NDC, I'm not talking about the registered voters because it's changed dramatically, isn't it? So not the registered voter hasn't changed, the turnout's changed. MPP got 161, NDC got 11. Let's see what happens. And the independent candidate got 310. The independent candidate 310, NDC 11, MPP 161. Okay, now MPP 202, independent 117. NPP 16. So the NDC is doing better than the independent candidate in most of the key Kumewu constituencies where he did better than them. Anglican JHS. MPP got 170, independent 222, and NDC 9. Let's see what happens. Okay, so MPP got 170. It's interesting. They seem to have gotten 170 again. Same polling station in 2 years. They got 170 first time. They got 170 again. Independent candidate got 101, moving from 222. He's dropping. NDC is getting 21. So where are the votes gone? The votes are a bit different. So, but still, MPP trounces the independent in a place there where the independent won more votes. Now, let's go to Nana Boakye's take on the matter. Nana Boakye has put something up. The MPP organizer, national organizer. He says, ignore the NDC vow propaganda. They failed woefully in Kumewu. The facts and figures have exposed them. He says, contrary to the baseless propaganda being circulated by the NDC, the good people of Kumewu constituency have shown overwhelming support for the new patriotic party in the just ended 2023 by-election. The NDC has yet been embarrassed and exposed by the facts and figures. Below are undisputed facts of the results from yesterday's by-election as follows. 1. NDC, together with independent candidates Kweku Dua, won 31 polling stations in 2020. However, in yesterday's by-election, the number of polling stations won in 2020 were reduced to an abysmal 6. From 31, they now won 6. The 6 polling stations won by the NDC were already won by the NDC independent in 2020. Meaning, in terms of actual polling station victory, NDC did not improve. Okay. The MPP for the first time won in several polling stations such as LAJHS, Secretary Mission, and LAJHS Abotanso. We know why. We know what's happening there in those constituencies. There are big settler constituencies that the NDC always won. This time the MPP won, and it speaks to the work that Alhaji Bawumia did in the Kumeru constituency. All right. In 2020, the vote difference between the MPP and the independent that placed second was 3,262. The just ended by-election, the MPP has floored the independent candidate second time in the by-election by widening the gap to a whopping 11,000 votes. MPP got 70.91% of the total valid votes cast in the by-election, compared to 51.11% in 2020. That is a huge improvement for the MPP in Kumeru constituency. 6. Comparatively, the NDC votes dropped from 5,899 votes in 2016 to 3,720 in 2023 by-election. Even in 2020, where there were some internal wrangling in the MPP party in Kumeru, NDC managed to pull a disappointing 2,439. So for anyone to suggest that the NDC has done well is laughable, to say the least. It is important to note that the 64% voter turnout recorded in yesterday's by-election is one of the highest turnout recorded in the history of by-elections conducted in Ghana. I like that point because it speaks to data instead of imagination. This speaks to data. In fact, the 2022 Kumeru by-election recorded 45% voter turnout. Out of the voter turnout yesterday, the MPP pulled a massive 70.91% of the valid votes cast. Finally, the above facts is a clear indication of the inevitable calamity that will befall the NDC in 2024. The MPP remains poised to break the 8 and continue to serve the good people of Ghana. That's as Henry Nana Boakye speaking. Now, I'm going to laugh at my friend Bright Simmons. It was the post of Bright Simmons and others that got us to want to go to Kumeru to go and look at what is happening. And when I was interviewing Chairman Wontumi, I asked him, why were we told that this was going to be a very difficult election? Why were we told that? And his answer was that because the people don't understand science and data. That's what he told me. I'll show you that interview again if I have time. But my friend Bright Simmons, a very clever boy from Presec, very, very clever, Bright. You see, politics is complicated. I think people must begin to understand that if you don't do politics every day, you will not understand because it's about human beings. You see, it is intensely about human beings. When we were learning economics, they taught us a line. They said, when you're writing economics, say all things being equal. So all things being equal, demand will be better than supply. All things being equal, supply will outstrip demand. Marginal utility. All things being equal, the person is getting to his satisfaction at this stage, and after that, it's going to drop. That's marginal utilities in economics. Then in university, we learned about Maslow. Maslow's level of satisfaction, all of that. So because economics is intensely about human beings, we are told all the time to look at that caveat, all things being equal. Because if all things are not equal, the outcome that will come out will shock you. Yeah, so in America, they have the Bradley effect, they have this effect, they have all the things that happen in election when the whole world thinks somebody is going to win. They wake up in the morning. Everyone thought in 2016, on November 4th, 2016, the whole world believed that Hillary Clinton was going to win the American election. Only few political analysts predicted that Donald Trump was going to win that election. Only few. I mean, I supported Trump, but I didn't have any power to analyze anything. I was just following the predictions. And I noticed that just few analysts, and I took them very seriously. Since then, I've been reading their posts. Only few analysts said, wait a minute, America is lost. Donald Trump is going to win this thing, hands down. And we couldn't believe it. Hillary Clinton was the person. So when you are watching politics from another angle, and your tools of analysis is not the tools of analysis of dealing with politicians every day, you will get it wrong. And that's what happened to Bright Simmons. Okay, so Bright Simmons comes here and starts talking. Let's read it. Bright, I'm laughing at you. Okay, he says, summary of latest insights. The opposition NDC's reservoir of votes is equal to 15% of electorate, mostly non-indigens. See, they are writing those. Where is he getting that from? I don't know where he's getting this from. Okay. He says, the opposition's NDC reservoir of votes is 15% of electorate, mostly non-indigens. The NDC's candidate's personal vim plus campaigning could lift this to 30. How did he make that up? Right? How did you make that assessment? That the opposition votes, did you consider it's a by-election? Did you consider the by-election is a national election? Did you consider that the MPP is going to drop their juggernaut into the constituency? And they are going to do that. The MPP is not going to look at Kumeru and let it just go. The MPP, I've always said, it's a juggernaut. They are going to drop that juggernaut in there. They are going to deal with it. They are a juggernaut. MPP is from UGCC. They are a party formed in 1914. They are a juggernaut. Don't joke. It's not a party that has coalesced as a result of we have to form a political party to win power because we are a military government and we need a political party. No, that's not it. MPP is the guy before Dankwa is what? Kesley Hayford. Casely Hayford handed it over to Dankwa. Dankwa brought in his brother Pa Willie and his friend Obechebe Lamte. They brought in Nkrumah. They handed it over to Buzia. Buzia was supported by Bafo Sakoto, the linguist of the Asante Hine. The Mesha Palace supported it. They had Buzia in power. They came in 92. They are juggernauts. They are generations. They are juggernauts. They are not simple. So we are dealing with them. You have to have the basis correct. And that's why I used to like people like Peter Podugwe and Guzitano, and who used to work like that. They used to think that, look, this, to defeat MPP, you have to have the numbers correct and deal with it. If you are just talking doesn't defeat a juggernaut. Just talking, it doesn't defeat a juggernaut. To defeat a juggernaut, go in there, get the figures, get the analysis, map out the roadmap, do the work, and you can win. Anybody can defeat a juggernaut. Juggernaut is not unbeatable, as we've seen. MPP have been beaten before. But if it's a juggernaut and you are beating them, you are not careful, you need a third round of election when the constitution doesn't provide for it. That's a juggernaut. That's a juggernaut. A juggernaut is the one that to defeat him, you've seen that you've defeated him, but he's not dying. That's what we call a juggernaut. You are leading Manchester United 2-0, 15 minutes to go. Don't joke, don't jubilate. It means nothing. When Alex Ferguson is sitting on the bench, that's a juggernaut. Manchester United is a juggernaut. They are coming at you. You can be leading, go and ask Juventus. They were leading United 3-0. Champions League 1999 in their home, they were leading 3-0. United scored papa and took them out. United went to the final and won. It was in Turin, in their home. Juventus in their home, they were leading 3-0. Manchester United, they wiped out. That's a juggernaut. That's what we call a juggernaut. You see, so we are dealing with a juggernaut. You need to get it right. So Bryce Simmons, you don't talk to politicians every day. You are doing your analysis. How do you know that campaigning could live this too? Well, he said could, so I give that to him. But I will not write and say campaigning a by-election can pick up an opposition party in the party stronghold. So if MPP went to Ho West, assuming there's a by-election in Ho West, and I can show that the 10% of the electorates are in, and I say that because of the by-election they'll come to 20%, they won't. They won't. Because the NDC would like to show that this is Ho, you can't bring your nonsense here. Excuse my language. Yes, so, Bright, you were very wrong. Now look at it. He says, the independent will split MPP votes. Totally wrong. Where did you get that? How do you know? You have to go to the ground to listen to the people and see why the independent won many votes and see whether those reasons are present for him to win those more votes. So if you see why he won, that's why we put that up. If you see why he won and you see that, you will know that the independent candidate is not going anywhere. Because when we went to the constituency, we asked, why was the independent candidate so popular? They said, oh, the guy, the people didn't like him. He was Baswa, something, I don't know. So we asked, what is the guarantee that the new person they've selected, the people like, he said, oh, that one comes from inside. In India, is from inside, is correct. So as soon as you hear that, and you get to understand, this is TV, so I can't say what the inside means. But as soon as you hear that, and you understand what the inside means, you will know that Bryce Simmons is massively wrong. The independent will split the MPP votes? No way, it wasn't. You should find out the reason why he split the MPP votes the first time, and whether those reasons are present. But if you are sitting doing big analysis like Bryce Simmons that is looking at all over the world and analyzing, you can't analyze the politics. It's not simple. So these analysts, they should get it. It's not simple. Politics is the highest science. It's not simple. You have to come. You have to do it every day. You can't just analyze and say, no. It doesn't work like that. I don't know why Bright got this wrong, because I think Franklin Cudjoe got the prediction of 2020 results right. And I always tell him that. He wrote something 2-3 days to the election. I don't know where he got this from, and I ask him, he smiles, he doesn't tell me. He wrote and said that, in the end, the 500,000 votes from free SHS will matter. Go and check Franklin's post. Just before election 2020, I was following. He said, in the end, the 500,000 free SHS votes will matter. And that's what happened. That's the kind of analyst I read every. That's what happened. Franklin Cudjoe said, in the end, the 500,000 free SHS votes will matter. That's exactly what. I don't know whether the 500,000 was free SHS votes. I don't know. But the 500,000 was a figure that we now know about. So that's an analyst. I don't know how he got it. Maybe he got it from another survey. But when I read him, I said, I'll come back to Franklin. When the results came, I said, I think Franklin Cudjoe is solid. So I'm very excited about Bright. Of course, you know that Bright is one of the most intelligent brains I have. When he's in Ghana, he'll take me to Jam Rock and we'll go and drink palm wine. Bright, sorry, I told the general public that you drink palm wine, sorry. So I'm waiting for you, Bryce Simmons. I call him Manche, and he also calls me Manche. So Bright, I'm laughing at you. You hear? I know you're not watching, but people will tell you that I was laughing at you. Then it says MPP loyalists will stay home. Seat is lost. Can you imagine that? This is what Bryce Simmons said. He said independent candidates will split the MPP votes. D, if MPP loyalists stay home, the seat is lost. Okay. But I like Bright Simmons for his intellectual honesty. As for predictions, you can get it wrong. Everybody can. I mean, I know that we got the Kumewu correct based on the thing we did. I know that we got Nigeria correct based on what we did, and we know that Tinubu won. It doesn't mean that we'll get everything correct all the time. We can get it wrong. But when you get it wrong, this is Bright Simmons. He titles his next post after the elections, he titles it Reality. I like Bright. And if many Ghanaian analysts were like this, we'll go very far. Bright is somebody you can have a conversation with. He can come into the conversation with a certain position. He can change his position after. If he notices that you're also listening to him and you are changing his position. What I think Bright doesn't like is people who don't even listen to him and start making conclusions. That's not fair. You have to listen to him. He has a lot to say. So Bright comes here and says that Reality. NDC candidate got between 16 and 19%. This means he couldn't improve much on the NDC base. Turnout was seriously low. More on that later. That is also very wrong, right? Terribly wrong. Turnout was not low. This is the highest turnout in by-election. That's what I talk about. Where did he get that from? Where do they get these things from? The data is there. So as soon as you want to write turnout is low, check. Call Electoral Commission. The turnout from Kumewu was 40%. Is that the kind of turnout you get with by-elections? Electoral Commission will tell you, wait, tomorrow, something, after a few hours. Bosman Asare will tell you that, oh no, Bright, with by-election, this is what we got. Last by-election, the data is there. So you have to find that. You don't have to assume it. That the turnout was 40%, then it's low. No, it's by-election. It has a certain context. And all by-elections follow the same context. And therefore, you can have a certain analysis. Okay, so that turnout, though it was statistically low, for the political context of by-elections, it was quite high. Okay. All right. The NPP candidate will get between 69 and 74%. The real surprise, he says, the poor results of the MPP breakaway candidate. Why are you surprised by that results? I'm not surprised by that results. Why? Because I went into the constituency and I went to ask that, Kukubia, what's the dimension? And they told me the dimension, told me the work they've done and what will happen. And that's exactly what happened. What they told me will happen is what happened, because they said, we've done the work, we've gone to this place. These are the polling stations he wins. The polling stations he wins here, Dr. Baumia will deal with it, we'll get them back. The places where he wins here, the new candidate is more popular than him. And then this other place, this is what we will do. That's why we sent Alan Chematin there. So you see that this was a coordinated effort. I hope that they have the Alan Chematin one. Tarek, do they have it? That's what I want to end with, Alan Chematin and Enim. They will be talking to you, madam. Ask them whether they have the Alan Chematin and Enim, and then we can finish with that. It's 23 minutes past 10. Please get SRC to get ready after Ibrahim. I want to end with that because I want to share with you how. Oh. I don't need that. This video is ended. Okay, all right. Ended. It doesn't. Okay, let's take the break and then we come back. Sports and University of Ghana. Forgive us. We are very tired, viewers. We're very tired. We come in. Everybody has broken limbs. So we'll be back after the break, and then we'll share with you football. That may bring us some energy. And then University of Ghana will be here to talk about the SRC. All right, we'll be right back after the break.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Yamawakwaba the button Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie e bano KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya biwa. Kabian in the house, any new here. Yansu ye when him the four or best son ye amount. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories ye jume did ye. 24/7 ye CCU engine, brake, battery, yes a sour tie. Say bano car wash dia. Ye wo abe fun fidelity say steamer ye the whole car engine abra nsuo core engine nim. Ye san ye detailing metre say ye betwitwu car no mu ba bia ma. Ye hia ye san polish car na ma kama. Enye we no munku ye san to car batteries, tires, rims, any de keke kan. Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories Emma o car ensi ne dadem na nwu adwuma ma o. Hwehwe ye chira kwan wodansoma na sorry dan ho a any KFC bon hwani mu e won kran. Se wo information announce mbise bia. Fresh 024-651-9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. O kwan so yonko papa.
He dribbles to the right. He's got an opportunity on the edge of the penalty box. He's gone past the defense. This must surely be it. Goal! It's a goal!
With only 150 pesos, you can win up to 16.5 million Ghana cedis in the Betway Atina Ketia jackpot. Jackpot muhine. Bet responsibly, not for persons under the age of 18. This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Do you need a place with a stunning view and serene environment just beneath the Green Mountains with a commercial center and recreational area with an amazing park? Then look no further.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, the most affordable yet luxurious gated community located in Damfa, Accra. We have 2 and 3 bedroom houses with spacious park. Let me show you. All of our rooms come with beautiful porcelain tiles, durable fitted kitchen cabinets,
constant water supply,
electricity and water 24/7.
I'm buying this house. Stop processing my papers. Move it. If you're living in Ghana and want an affordable and luxurious house to buy, look no further than Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. Oh, and to those from the diaspora, aren't you tired of living in places that doesn't belong to you? You can also own your house and be your own landlord from Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. I have my own Bosu landlord.
Contact us now. Rehoboth Social Housing. Your housing dream becomes reality.
Go down low, go down low.
All right, welcome back to the show. And too much pressure. Everybody's calling me from Kumasi and they are asking me that you are talking about MPP. Where is the coalition video? And I told them that we showed the coalition video on Tuesday night. They say, oh no, we were tired. We didn't watch it, so we want to watch it. People are calling me about the video. Okay, so we've trimmed it a little bit. Originally it was 15 minutes long. Yeah, we've trimmed it a little bit, so it will be shorter than 15 minutes. But this is the MPP coalition when we went into Kumewu with Chairman Wontumi. Andy called that Chairman wants to see it. That's not the reason why we are playing it. People send text messages from America. At least we've counted about 20 of them who are asking about the MPP Coalition Center. We told them it's on our Facebook page, Good Evening Official. Please go to Good Evening Official on Facebook and follow our page, and then you get every video we put out. We get it before it comes on TV. The one we put on Monday, it came. So Good Evening Ghana Official Facebook. Please follow us. Join a group of followers to whom we are eternally grateful. Follow us on Good Evening Ghana Official on Facebook. Here is the exercise that we conducted, finding out how the MPP collated its results in Kumewu. All the speculation that they happen. Let's go inside. We'll go inside and find out how they know that they have won. But Aziz, what do you have to say?
I'm so happy our party's energized. The rumor that is going on, our perceived enemy thinking that apathy will be set in. We have showed them. This is MPP. Okay. This is the #1 party in Ghana.
Thank you, Aziz. What do you have to say, Nasara coordinator? No, sorry, regional chairman. Savannah regional chairman.
No, I am the national third vice chairman.
Third national vice chairman, and you are the Savannah regional
chairman.
Thank you very much. We're continuing the work. So we go in to see what Chairman Wontumi has. All right. Okay. Yeah, Chairman interview. Chairman interview now. Chairman Wontumi, it's good to say congratulations.
Thank you.
So why was it looking like it's going to be very difficult? We saw videos of you working in the constituency. Everybody in Accra, all over there, Ghanaians in America, Ghanaians in London, everybody said this is going to be difficult. Why did we get that impression?
Let me give thanks to Almighty God. Amen. And thank the President and also Chief of Staff, the Vice President, and the General Secretary. They have been cooperative with me. And I have to say that the match between, or the cooperation between the regional chairman and then the new General Secretary is a very good for MPP. So it's a very positive for MPP.
But why did people say that it was difficult? What happened? John Mahama was here, he shook the ground.
Yeah, I will come to John Mahama. You see, the 2020, we experienced independent, whereby somebody who was in the MPP person, went to independent candidates. And NDC took advantage of that. So normally, traditionally, NDC used to have about 5,000, 6,000 all the time. In Kumewu. This is the traditional numbers they are always having. You see? So even 2020, John Mahama had 6,000. So it would have been easily to transfer into the NDC candidate. But because the NDC 2020, they play MPP, and that time it wasn't vigilant. Because of that, the NDC pushed their votes, about 4,000 votes, to independent. And then the independent also took about 7,000 votes from MPP. So he got 11,000. Because of this, now, NDC people want to face MPP in 2024 elections. So because of that, now the NDC people was trying to benefit from the independent. But at the same time, they wanted to get their traditional vote, that is 6,000 votes. But because the independent has been parasite from the NDC in 2020, because of that, their vote divided into two. So the MPP, the NDC was trying to bring this unity among MPP for them to enhance their vote. Because of that, the party moved me to Kumewu to make sure we settle all our differences. So the process of elections was free and fair. So because of that, all the people who lost, even they was happy that they have lost.
They noticed that the candidate selected is the best one.
It's the best one. Because of that, there was a good unity. And also, Honorable Baswa, their family also, I salute them. They also cooperated with the party. you know. So because of that, combining all these things and with the hard work and the data, I cannot tell you, you know, because that one, we own the system. You know, science and data is our system. So we own it.
From what you are saying, if I go back to the screen, and I hope my camera can show it now.
Explain it now.
Yeah, so explain. NDC is doing better than the independent.
Because traditionally, we don't have independent here. We got independent from 2020.
Yeah.
And the NDC give their votes, some of their votes to independent candidates. Yeah. So this time, MPP, we took away our vote that he stole from us. So because we took our vote from them, then they left with the NDC one. That is the 6,000 vote they are always getting.
And that's what they are doing, 3,000 now.
So now, if you combine yes. This is the science and data. Yes. You know, so now, if this is the science and data, so now this is science and data. If you see the NDC votes and plus the first independent votes, you will see that this is their traditional votes.
So that's 3,303 plus 2,286 with what, 8 more constituencies left to go.
Yes. So it's their traditional votes they are coming.
Also, you have brought them back to where they should be.
Yes. That was the strategy.
Your Kwekudia got 60.
No, it's your Kwekudia got 60.
It's your Kwekudia.
It's your Kwekudia.
No, it's you Kwekudia. It's not me. I don't know him. It's your man. It's Kwekudia.
It's your man.
No, it's your man.
And you see, actually, the whole total vote was 34,799
registered voters.
Registered
2020 registered.
Yes. And now,
okay.
You see, and then 20,094 votes. You see,
yeah.
And then 19,547 also is a valid vote cast, but invalid is 162.
Okay.
Spoiled ballot.
Yeah.
That is 162.
So spoiled ballot has done better than your Kwekudia.
It's your Kwekudia.
Where is he?
I have to ask you.
Okay, I'll look for him. All right.
Candidates.
Yeah.
But yes, and also I thank my constituency chairman.
Oh, this is Kumaru constituency chairman. Chairman, congratulations.
Thank you very much. You have done well. He has been cooperative with me. He have learned a lot. Now, I would say politically, calculating or seeing these two votes, then you have seen that we will call it political stupidity.
Of whose part?
To the NDC.
Why?
Because the NDC easily would have got their traditional vote.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it.
You know, but because they was trying to play the MPP people, the MPP, you know, we have improved our skills from 2020 to 2023. Our skills have improved.
But NDC will say that in 2020 they got 2,000. Now they have 3,000. That's an improvement.
No. You see, if you want to know, in 2020 elections, Nana Akufo-Addo won every police station here. So I used that data. That data to work for my candidate. So it's the same. So bringing it from Nana Akufo-Addo winning every police station, you know, then I have to use the same strategy to go. So even if I don't win all and we lost about 2 or 3, it's okay. We have improved a lot because in 2020 the independent won 27 police stations.
Oh, I see.
And the NDC won 4 police stations. So they won in total 31 police stations out of 76 polling stations. You see?
It's almost half.
Almost half. So now, if you have seen this one, it's not by magic. It's about science and data. It's the system that we own. And we are going to use this system. This system you have seen. NDC, they are in trouble.
You're going to use it when?
In 2024.
Why is NDC in trouble?
They are in trouble. They are in trouble. You see, because they have pushed us for us to use or develop a new strategy to beat them anywhere we meet them. Yes. Anywhere, any election we beat them.
Yeah. Yes, I heard on your radio station this afternoon, the presenter was talking about some violence between Kwekudua number 1. He slapped somebody, and that the police will not arrest him. They will wait after the poll so that they can arrest him, because if they arrest him, he will say that because they arrested him, he couldn't campaign. Then he said something else. I'm not asking about the violence. He said, Chairman, we are Asin North. But Asin North is not Ashanti region. Why are your supporters touting you to be the lion to go to Asin North and make it happen?
Yeah, you know, when it comes to when it comes to by-elections, it's a national election. Yes. You see, when it comes to by-election, it's a national election. Because of that, you see, now people are calling me Professor Wuntumi, or you see, yes,
election winning machine. I've heard
yes. No, they are saying now I have a PhD in politics. You know, now this is what everybody is saying. So I understand the politics. I have been 2 times constituency chairman, 3 times Ashanti regional chairman, you know, and ever since UP tradition, or since from UGCC, UP to this time, nobody ever has had a favor from God and men to be in Ashanti, to be 3-time chairman. Yes. You know.
Whoa.
Yeah. You know, 3 consecutive. Nobody. You know, so per my age and per the experience, it's huge. It's a profit to MPP. So people are calling and they know. You see, I'm just going there to win. I can't wait to go to Asin North to win. You see, immediately I step there, I just win. I said, look at him, he knows.
I said, look at him.
He knows that once I step there, I win. Yeah, so we are going there to win.
Chairman, we are going back to the coalition center, so we'll leave you. Thank you very much. We arranged an interview with you next week in Accra. Andy is working on it, so it will come to you. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Also, Bempa was here. Where is he? I need to see him. He's here. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you want to do your interview? Okay, I'll let you do it. Also, Bempa, just one word. One word.
Well, we're sending a message to the NDC that we.
Okay, so that's what we found, and you can make what you want of it. We're still feeling very tired. Thank you very much, viewers, for staying with us. It's now 17 minutes to the top of the hour. In 17 minutes, we'll be done. Let's take our text messages for the first 2 minutes. Is Karen our first speaker? Yes, Karen. What
yeah, my first message from Amisco Kaswa. He's saying Kumawu seat is fantastically delivered, and our next destination is to take the Asin North seat. Secondly, from K. Boating, it's so beautiful to see young people at work. Looking at your crew put my heart at peace. And lastly, from Kweku Mercedes-Benz, says, Paul, UGCC formed in 1914. I thought it was formed in August 1947. You are doing a great job, though. Watching you live from Atlanta, Georgia, USA.
Okay, so this coming from Stephen Ituahene. He says, wound to me is stronger than apartheid. In fact, he did a massive job in Kumewu. Evangelist Patrick Inchi says, we sent Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia into a Muslim community in Kumewu, but still they did not vote for him. It means that the Muslim community in this country will not vote for the NPP, so we must think fast as a party. Odro says, if this strategy works, Paul, don't you think that Bawumia Alan ticket is the best bet to deliver 2024 to the NPP? Citizen Francis says a well-deserved victory for the NPP and NS Yao Enim in the Kumeru by-election. Next is Asen North. We are working assiduously to capture that seat as well. Paul, please mark my word. We will win and win it convincingly. Regards to Dr. Bawumia, Ghana's next president. Hashtag it is possible. Samuel Deborah says Bright Simmons has no credibility based on his assessment and statement. What didn't he say about the biometric voter machine? Lastly, Bennett Danso says, good evening, Paula Demetri. Welcome back from your special coverage of the Kumeru by-election. Now, I want to say without any shred of doubt that the result of the Kumeru by-election is a shadow of what's going to happen in 2024. NPP is breaking the 8. NPP breaking the 8 won't be a mystery, but a reality. Over to you, Fatih.
All right, so coming from Aaron Babakon, good evening to you. The recent by-election which has been held in Kumawu was a clear demonstration of democratic governance. The beauty of democracy is when the people are allowed to decide who should represent them at the Legislative Council through the ballot box, which is backed by the legislative instrument that is enshrined in the Constitution. Coming from Nana Ekuamoah Boateng. Anyways, the president said the victory of Kumawu by-election is a true reflection of the victory that lies ahead of the NPP. Coming from Ni Oko, Paul and the Good Evening Ghana crew did a good and fantastic job bringing us all the updates and insights from Kumawu. Coming from Master Planner Jr. from Kentampo, initially I was wondering what the NDC were going to do in Kumawu, but later on they confirmed that they were just there to appropriate their votes. In 2016 general elections, NDC had 5,899, but they had 3,723 in the by-elections. Asen North is our next winning point. And lastly, from Inshiraba, Kumawu constituency seat was for
quite an interesting one, the relationship between government and an optimal population. Joe, watching us from Mestikadu, says, thank you, Kumawu, for the yeoman's job done for the MPP. And moving on, we have from Kaswa, he says, I think the NDC party is, I implore you to keep your messages clean so that we can read them. I can't continue with this. Okay, so from Wisconsin University, Derek Nyamis says, I do not believe Dr. Bawumia had any effect because he really campaigned in the Muslim communities, but the NPP lost. The NPP had 60, the NDC has 253. This is a clear indication that Ghanaians don't vote on tribe, but competence and belonging. And that's it from now. Back to you, Paul.
All right, so let's get now to the University of Ghana and have the conversation with the University of Ghana people. All right, so I have with me the SRC secretary, which delightfully is a lady. When we see ladies in leadership, we're happy with it. And also the chairman of the planning committee. So let's get an introduction from them. So tell us your names. Let's start with ladies first.
Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuela Boachi Yadom, General Secretary for the SRC.
Great, and?
Okay, my name is Graham Odroderi, Project and Programs Committee Head of the SRC.
Manuela, what are you studying?
BSc Midwifery.
Midwifery, so you're a nurse?
I'm a midwife.
You are already or you are preparing to be?
So I'm a student's midwife. I'll be a midwife soon.
Oh, so you can go to university to learn midwifery?
Yes, please.
Oh, I see. Ah, and
political science and classics.
And what's your name again?
Graham.
Political science and classics can make you very great, you know that? Can make you a very great thinker.
Yes.
If you learn it well. All right. Okay, thank you. So let's talk about why you are here. SRC is 75 years old.
65.
65. That's interesting. Tell us about the celebration. Let me start with you, planning committee chairman. I'll come secretary later. Okay. What is the celebration? What's the SRC planning?
So the SRC is first off planning a 7-week intensive seminar just to give students the opportunity to learn some skills that would be very relevant as they prepare to leave school. right? And then besides the program, it's not only about the program, but then the SRC also wants to embark on some projects so that at the end of the year, when you are leaving office, we can have some legacy project that you can point to that, oh, okay, this year we saw the SRC undertake a borehole project, we saw the SRC renovate reading rooms, basically just to make lives on campus comfortable for students. So these are the two key areas we are looking at tackling this year as part of our 65th anniversary.
Okay, so what are the other key activities?
Okay, so we would have the launch of the SRC Food Bank, which is in collaboration with the Dean of Student Affairs Office. So
we are launching that today. I'll let her talk about it in some detail. But what's the total population of students on campus right now? Does SRC know?
Yeah, we have over 66,000 students.
Nearly 100,000?
Yes, please. Undergraduate students.
Undergrad alone is 66?
Yes.
Postgrad is about 5,000?
The last time I met the president, he was saying it's about 8,000.
8,000? Postgraduate?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey!
Almost all the schools are starting postgraduate courses, so...
Almost all the schools, like School of Law, Sociology, Nursing
and Midwifery have started PhD in Nursing and Midwifery.
PhD in Nursing and Midwifery?
Yes, the first university to start that program.
So the person will be a doctor?
No.
No, not a medical doctor, PhD
yes, a
doctor.
Yes.
Academic doctor in Nursing and Midwifery, to teach or to perform?
Whatever way you want to do.
Is that what you're
pursuing? You should pursue that. Oh, I want to branch into academia, so definitely I'll go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's nice. That sounds really nice. Okay, tell us about the food bank. How is it going to work?
Thank you. So the food bank is actually an initiative the SRC is embarking on. And the last time I was on air, I was talking about the fact that students are now struggling to make money and even get money to buy food. So people are unable to afford 3 square meals. Others are not doing that too. So as SRC, this is an initiative we are bringing on board, and we are calling donors to donate into the bank. Subsequently, we are going to have a fund that will be running the food bank, and we are doing it in collaboration with the Dean of Students Office. So for now, because we wanted to start the semester for students to benefit, we are starting donation. So we've written letters to companies, individual philanthropists, and we are still counting. And you know, people think you have to have about 15 before you can donate. And there is this ideology that once you are in the university, you are well to do. Even though we have DB, other people are, those that their dads are, you know, they have something and they give to them.
Those that their dads have something.
They have money. They have money. Yes, they are coming from rich home. Daddy has money. Daddy comes to drop you. Daddy comes to those things. Every day, daddy. Some people do not have daddy, not even mommy. Some people is a single parent, and
a single parent daddy is still daddy.
Not a daddy I'm referring to. Mostly is the single mothers. Even though we have yes. So when you pay the fees, that's a go and struggle for the rest, and people are unable to afford foodstuffs. So this is going to be a bank. People will apply for it. Those who I need will apply for it, and we will.
Who will make the determination that this person qualifies and this person doesn't qualify? Because it can be dangerous.
Yes. So our guideline is that if the person is a resident, there is a general form you fill from the JCRL. The JCRL will pen their signature, then the whole tutor would endorse. If you're a non-resident, your department will do. Then any lecture from your department will endorse.
That you are poor.
Not necessarily. You may not be too poor, but at that instance.
How will the endorser, how does he know that what you are saying is correct? So my name is Paul Adumochi. I'm in Legon or Block G. Please, I need food. Then I fill the application. What happens?
Okay, so you go to the JCL president, the executives.
He's
so
my friend. I supported him. I supported him to become JCL president. So he's my friend.
You always have shortfalls in those things, but the way the process is, if you are not really in need, I don't think you want to do. Even though you
show me how the process will find me out. I'm not in need, but the JCL president is my friend. I was his campaign manager. You see, there's bags of rice. I want some. I tell JCL. I'm going to write, I'm Paul Adumochi, Block G. I'm hungry. This year, sign, correct, sign. Paul is my man. Okay, hot tutor. It is the guy who voted for, who campaigned for me. He's the one who went on P Block that morning, the voting morning. Then he poured water on himself and was talking about me, how I want P Block. So please add it. He will add it. What will you do? The letters come to you, Paul Adumochi, hungry, he needs rice.
Oh wait, that wouldn't be the format of the letter actually, but let's take it like that. So when it comes to you passing through JCL, we SRC, we went round, we talked to all of you. I may not be able to.
People.
I'm saying that I may not be able to single you out, but we are leadership. Maybe for the first day you may go through smoothly. Subsequently,
but it's only the first day I want. I don't want subsequently. I want 2 bags of rice. I'm going.
And that will be all.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You will never
I just want to go.
again.
I just want to go and tell my friends that I was able to dodge the SRC system.
That's okay. People even dodge scholarships. They are very.
They gave me 2 bags of rice, so we are going to eat the rice basa every day. We are doing jollof.
Oh, but you see,
that's okay. But we will not encourage anyone. If you have, please don't come.
No, but the point I'm making is, how is the system foolproof? Because this is very real. The student situation is political. So you have become secretary politically by political elections. Okay? I don't mean NDC MPP, I mean people voting for you. People who work for you, they are your people. They want rice. They have, but if they get free, it's better. Free is better for everyone. Even Elon Musk, if you dash him $100, you collect it. So free is better for everyone. How is the ego to be sure that this is not good? We don't want to have a demonstration, some press conference in Radio Universe, and they say that our people have been rice. When you do that, it's going to get murky. I don't know why the dean of students, I don't know whether they went through the process, but it's a good initiative. I think you're thinking right, to get students something to eat so they can focus on their work. The danger though is that not everybody is a good person.
It's true. Even
and you have 66,000. And all the things you see in politics that you don't like, it started right there. So they are there, it's in them. It's not that they came to parliament before they started doing it. No, it's not that they found social media before they started doing it. They are criminals already. So they didn't start insulting people when they started doing social media program. They think of people with hatred. That's how they are. But they don't have opportunity to express it. If you bring this rice, it will be the first level of they expressing these things. So you have a good intention. And I've been on campus. I understand how being hungry can be complicated. You know, some people even decide not to eat so that they eat their food in exams week. Because that's when they really need it. So they'll starve till exams week. You know, and then blah, 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 blah. So yes, it's a good initiative, but I will urge you to go back to the drawing board and see how you can pass through this process. It can get complicated because maybe somebody applying must bring and the parent something. You have to be sure that he's broke. Even if I'm not broke, I say my father is fighting with me because he divorced my mother and I'm angry with him. So he's a rich man, but he's not giving me anything. You don't know my father, I can't go ask him. And I collect the rice and then we are going to sell it to Pongulo, your Pongulo, the one on the street. Yeah, that can happen.
Yes.
I go and sell it to the woman who cooks rice on the campus. You know, I was in Commonwealth, so I know how. The woman who cooks rice, I said, Madam, what's rice? Gino, have Gino. I'll give you, I'm going to pay. And he says, I can't pay you every day. I come and eat. I said, me and 3 of my friends. So the whole semester, we are happy. Yes, you didn't know that is the rice that I came to take from you, that I said I'm broke, that I've given to her. So I think you should look at what other initiative. Very beautiful initiative, this one. What other initiative?
So we are looking at the Vice Chancellor has a plan of digitalizing the campus. So after COVID, we have almost 50% of lectures now being online. But then the question we need to ask ourselves is, are we, or do we have the necessary infrastructure to be able to like embark on an online learning? So the VC has decided that she's going to create hotspot areas where students can access on the main part of campus. But if you look at the 4 diaspora halls, i.e. Liman, Nelson, Kwapo, and then Say, you don't have anything or any of this provision being made for these students. So the plan is that in all of these halls, they're going to get one reading room and then convert it into a room that has strong internet connectivity, and then that is made very conducive where students can access those areas, be able to take part of their online learnings, be able to have group discussions, just so that you make sure that these students are not being left out because let's say they don't have internet connectivity or they don't have a smart device. So basically building more like a tech hub where they can access all of these things to be able to participate.
But what are you doing? You're raising money for this?
No, so
sponsorship.
Yes, so DESA is going to make some commitments to it. But then again too, I mean, if people would want to come on board to help so that we can look at the possibility of
the IT companies.
Yes, IT companies and even individuals. So even you, Paul, for instance, can decide, okay, I want to do one and to be named after me.
No, I don't understand IT.
No, you don't. You don't need to understand IT. But let's say you are concerned about, okay, how really this is a real issue and you want to make a change. So you do it and then we name it after you. That maybe, for instance, the Paul Adomotri e-discussion room.
Oh no, I'm not reached there yet. When I reach there,
I'm just using this as an example.
Okay,
I'm not saying you should do it.
When I reach there, I'll come.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
Oh, hallelujah. Christianity is not a religion, neither is it the joining of a church and doing the Christian things like praying and giving and so on. Hallelujah. Christianity is the outworking of God's own kind of life received into the spirit